The strength of any nation is in its homes, its families. And that's where women are the heart. Ambiance and atmosphere has to be maintained and created.
Hello, everyone. I'm Cherry Lynn. I'm so excited to be here with Dixie and Forsyth.
Hello.
We get so many comments. I think our ladies love talking about everything that has to do with the home. So what are we talking about when we use the term domestic goddess?
In the new book, Fascinating Womanhood for the Timeless Woman, we emphasize more about what domestic goddess actually is, because the domestic goddess is somebody who is in charge of the atmosphere in your home. Whenever you walk into your home, or anybody's home, or any building, your mind automatically determines whether you feel safe there, and it's an unconscious thing. So what you do, you have the ability to do as a woman, because women are more sensitive in nature to these small things, is to try and make the place where people come home to a place where you can relax, feel loved, welcome, good food, validated, all of those things. It isn't just where you hang pictures on the wall, although that's certainly part of it. It's the whole thing. An atmosphere is created and it has to be maintained. So let's say you move into a new house or apartment. You usually think, where shall I put the sofas? Where shall I put the tables and chairs and all those kinds of things? Where shall I hang pictures on the wall? We do that in the beginning, but then sometimes we think, okay, it's done. And then we don't really do much else. And yet we need, the way human beings are, it's good when things are kind of refreshed, moved around, but there's also smells. It's every one of the senses. Do you cook? Sounds, sights, smells, touches, everything in your home. When you can create and maintain that atmosphere, and this is it's not hard, but it takes time. It takes attention, and to do it, you can have a huge impact and influence in how all of your family members, even if it's just you and him, or even if it's just you, feel when you come home. You know anybody who wants to live at their office, no matter how much they love their career? No. So you want to go home at the end of the day. Everybody does. Even high-powered executives, even the president wants to go home to some private space. Who takes care of that space? And we're not talking about hiring housekeepers. Even if you're wealthy, real wealthy, you can hire housekeepers. They don't bring atmosphere. Mm-hmm. They make things clean and they make things better, but that's not all of it. It's only part of it. And that's the part where you create atmosphere. And so what's really neat is in Fascinating Womanhood, we can talk about sights and sounds. Nowadays, there's now some people hate music in their house, but if you hate music, there's sounds of peace. Some people really like that. There's also the sound of one of my favorites, drove some of my kids crazy, was a recording of birds singing. And yeah, still have it. And sometimes I put it on. And you might say, well, there's birds outside. And I like the sound of birds. I think they're pleasant.
I love that you bring up you're clarifying this, because I think what I hear so much on our Facebook group is all of our lovely ladies talking so much about things being perfectly clean, which is absolutely a part of being a domestic goddess, right? Mm-hmm. But it's not just about the cleanliness and the organization. It is about the ambiance and the environment.
Right. And the most important part of that ambiance, and it doesn't mean you can be a slob and just have this, is the personality that you put into it, your attitude, your loving, the love that you provide, that you permeate your home with love and acceptance. I know this one woman, and everybody that comes into our house, she says, everyone that comes in our house gets a hug. Yeah, but she means people coming to visit, not workers like electricians and so forth, but that might drive them away. But she is so warm and so loving, and she always has something like cookies, and says, do you want a cookie? Even if it's somebody that came to drop something off. She's very warm and loving. So what you bring, the fascinating you that you bring into it, is the most important thing. But along with that, I like to often mention Martha Stewart. In my opinion, single-handedly validated the domestic goddess. Now, she had a big show. She was a really influential, wealthy woman, and she didn't actually spend her time in her home all the time.
Keep it hip.
I mean, she went into gardening, everything. So you could take the parts of what she said and incorporate that, the parts that work. She didn't include atmosphere like your hostess skills. The people that come to your home, when people come in your home, do they feel a great atmosphere? Like, wow, I feel comfortable here. Or is it uptight because there's fighting all the time?
Think about a place that you love to visit and why you love to visit, or someone's house or a relative, and how does it smell, and all the things that you're talking about. And I think that's where you know where to start with your own house.
Yeah, even a store takes great care and effort into making people feel welcome. There's a store here in Santa Barbara that I like to go to, and she every day has these little sticks of incense right at the entrance to her store, and this music that comes from all over the world that she has playing in there, that she's deliberately creating atmosphere in there. It makes you want to look around and stay, and it just makes you feel like you're transported in this place. And so you don't want your homes to just be cold, echoey places either, where there's never any good smells and no welcoming, warm atmosphere.
That's great. I think this is so helpful, and it's so important. And it's a lot of small things, wouldn't you agree, that can be done that can make such a big impact in your home.
And remember one thing, ladies, if there's been something unpleasant that happens, a fight or something, the atmosphere in your home has been damaged. You need to recreate it.
Yes.
It's just that you do it once and it's fine. Ambiance and atmosphere has to be maintained and created regularly. And so it's something super important, because every country and every city, the strength of any nation is in its homes, its families. And that's where women are the heart of that. Creating that atmosphere in your home and maintaining it, it may seem like a small thing, but it's actually huge, because if you work on your relationships, your family relationships, and your home and your family is solid, and I mean where there's love there, and there's people feel free to feel creative and to plan for the future. And if someone says, I want to be an astronaut when I grow up, and they validated for their ambitions, even if you think, I don't know that they'll ever be able to get there. Say someone wants to be a famous movie actress. We all know that not that many people attain that. But if they want that they're validated for their ambitions, and they know that at least at home they feel safe to dream and to plan and to be creative, and all their efforts will be valued.
Yes, so important. You want to know more, definitely pick up a copy of Dixie's book. We also have our Facebook group, a wonderful atmosphere, great ladies. I'll put them down below. Join there if you want to learn more. Follow us on social media, all the places that you can connect with us to learn more about being a domestic goddess. And thank you so much, Dixie, for all of your time today, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.